Woo! Come on, give me that woof woof. 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 I said woof woof, you say woof woof. I say woof woof, you say woof woof. Woof 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 woof.
Well, hello, folks, and welcome to the 10th episode of the Huz Cast. This is going to be a little more informal, maybe a little all over the place, but it was a long night last night, stressful week, so I'm kind of a little all over the place, but I'm here to talk with all of you about, I don't know, I guess everything going on. First, I'll just apologize for sounding raspy or tired at all. For most of you that probably don't know, actually, I'm pretty quiet about it usually. I am practicing and training to be a medium, and last night before going to bed, there was like 100 spirits in my bedroom that all wanted to talk. So I was up late, no idea what time I actually went to bed at, trying to deal with that and talk with them, communicate with them, figure out what was going on, what they wanted to say. So, sorry if I sound a little exhausted or tired or just out of the loop. And then two, if this quality sounds a little weird, it's because I actually forgot my microphone. Like I was saying, it's been a bit of a stressful week. We had a death in the family as Grandma passed away. So it's been a little stressful the last few days as we prepare for the funeral. Which also led me to completely forget I had to record this until now. So I apologize if it's not up to my usual standards and my usual snuff, but a lot going on here the last few days. So I apologize. I promise Huz Cast 11 will be bigger, badder, and better than ever when it comes back around. But there's been a ton of gaming news. E3 is going on. If you guys haven't been checking out some of the things, I advise you do it immediately. A couple quick things. Alex was really, really excited about everything Nintendo announced with like the Smash Brothers and Legend of Zelda, so I'm not really going to touch on those. I'm going to save that for him, so next week he can go ahead and talk about those and what he thinks those mean. One thing that I love, I didn't see the whole trailer, but I want to talk about the Avengers game. I know Square Enix is in charge of it, and they've done amazing stuff, all their Final Fantasy games, Kingdom Hearts games, but who came up with those character models? And who brought in those actors? I was stunned. I was like, the outfits didn't look good. The actors didn't look good. And then I found out it's supposed to be the game is supposed to be canon in the MCU, which raises even more questions that they didn't even try to base them off the actors from the movies' looks. Just mind-boggling to me. I mean, of course, I've been dying for an Avengers game, and you guys always hear me talk about how I want movie games. So since I'm finally getting one, I'm definitely going to play it. But I don't know. I didn't like the character models that I saw from the screen grabs. It just disappointed me quite a little bit. I'm sure the game will be fine. Again, Square Enix, they do really, really good stuff. So I am not too worried about it. Everything I saw from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order looks really cool, and I love that it takes place after the third movie. And you kind of play like a Jedi on the red one of the last ones. So I think that would be really, really cool. Because in the series that followed the cartoon series, Rebels and things like that, I loved whenever they'd stumble upon a new Jedi that had survived and what they'd gone through since the Empire took over. So I think it would be kind of cool to have a game like that. So I was just looking again. I wanted to make sure I wasn't wrong. without the Avengers thing, because it's still weird, and I wanted to make sure I was right about the canon, because I know they all look different. Um, everything I'm seeing says it is canonical, so I mean, that worries me a bit, just the way they look, but I'm excited for the game. I'll definitely be playing it. Um, for those of you that follow Wumbo, you probably noticed in yesterday's, or Wednesday's comic, um, Moose Knuckle got caught up with PB Smooth again. Um, Moose Knuckle has become my favorite to draw, and he seems like he's become everyone's favorite just from the statistics and everything I see whenever a Moose Knuckle comic comes out as compared to the normal stuff. And that's really cool. I'm glad everyone likes Moose Knuckle, and I would just want to give another short shout out to PB Smooth for being such a good sport. Wumbo's art style isn't known as the best on the internet. It's not what we pride ourselves on, having the best art style, so it's probably not the best he's ever been drawn. But the few comics that he's been in, um, shout out to him for being a good sport about it, and he likes him. He's kind of a Wumbo fan, so that's very cool. Good for him. If you guys are wrestling fans, definitely check him out. He's got a bright future ahead of him. Definitely check it out. He'll probably show up more in Moose Knuckle. I'm not gonna end his run with Wumbo and Moose Knuckle there, but Moose Knuckle's got some other things coming up, like we saw with them trying to figure out his origin. He's gonna do. I've got some planned tie-ins to do with him and 4Gamers. So Moose Knuckle's got a lot coming up too. So definitely keep reading, keep tuned in. If you don't currently follow Wumbo, you should, because it's amazing. If you ask me and Alex and PB Smooth, and probably Megan and Sean. Don't ask Joe. Joe says he doesn't get most of the jokes on Wumbo, but Joe's a shut-in child, so can't really take his thoughts on many things too seriously. So, the other thing I wanted to touch on is zombie movies. So, The Dead Don't Die is coming out, and I am super excited. By the time this goes up, it might actually be out, and I am super excited to see it. Just because I love zombie movies in general, but I really like the feel, look, and taste of that one. It looks like that's a good word. Looks to be awesome. The cast looks amazing. Looks to be a little more dark comedy, humorous take on them, which I am always all for. I love when movies change up the zombie genre a little bit or try to. 2004's Dawn of the Dead introduced us to the running, crazy, chaotic zombies. Resident Evil introduced us to zombies and monsters and mutations. Land of the Dead introduced us to zombies that started to fall back into their way of life. So I love when movies set out to do their own thing, just because the zombie genre, it can get boring real quick if it's just the same old boring, I shouldn't say boring, same old like walking zombies or the same types of plots, things like that. You need more to them, and so I'm excited to see what this one has, especially since Zombieland 2 was announced finally. And Zombieland 1 is probably one of the all-time best films. Definitely one of the all-time best zombie films. So I'm excited for that too. But I'm excited to see what they do with The Dead Don't Die. I hope we keep getting different zombie movies, funny zombie movies, scary zombie movies, and action-packed zombie movies. Bring them on. And I keep seeing rumors too, speaking of Resident Evil, that they're going to try to reboot the film series. I haven't heard as to what they want to do with it, but I'd be excited for that, just to see if they take in a direction that follows closer to the games, or if they follow different characters in like the same timeline, or if they just take it in a completely different direction from both. The CGI movies of Resident Evil have all been extremely well done, so even if they followed those kind of a little bit, I'd be okay with it. Well, unfortunately, folks, I'm going to have to wrap this up a little sooner than I wanted to. It is starting to rain. Without a microphone, I don't want to hold my phone out in the rain too long. Like Alex said, we aren't the best outdoorsy people. We try and we enjoy it, but we're not the best there. So I gotta run. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We appreciate you. Tune in next week for some fun with Alex and notes to self, and he'll be going over some Nintendo stuff probably with you guys, unless he changes it and does something else. I don't know. He does what he wants. Thanks, folks. Peace.